This is Soundoff60, Southwest Louisiana's premier sports show.
Moon may be over. You tell us. How does Ed Orgeron handle that immense pressure in college football to win, and of course, what comes being the LSU head coach?
You understand the expectations of LSU. Have the same expectations of myself and my staff. Yeah. I've been at Miami, I've been at USC when you expected to win. That's the reason I wanted the job.
Soundoff60 is presented by Merchants and Farmers Bank, where your future is our history. Also presented by Walk-Ons Bistro and Bar, home of Soundoff60. And brought to you by Relief Windows, for replacement windows, doors, and storm force windows. ReliefWindows.com. Here are the guys, Rick, Scooter, and Kevin.
Gentlemen, where do we start? Do we start in Death Valley, Baton Rouge? Do we start in the Superdome? Do we start at quaint little Strawberry Stadium, better known as the Field of Horrors for the McNeese Cowboys? Or do we ignore it all and talk basketball? What do you want to do, Guidry? What do you want to do, Gidbone?
I'm good.
Oh, you're good. I'm sure you are.
I'm good.
Welcome to the show.
Good.
On the far end, it's our sit-in host, Jim Gazzola from CBS
Thank you for
Lake
being
Charles.
here, Jim.
Oh, yeah. Sitting in
I
for
probably
Scooter
won't
Hobbs.
say too much tonight, Jim.
Pardon?
I probably won't say too much
we're going to
tonight.
drag a few comments out of you. Scooter Hobbs off this week. Guidry in the middle. Sarah right here for the next 60 minutes. We call it Soundoff 60. Coming to you from Walk-Ons in Lake Charles. We are Southwest Louisiana, and we got it covered. A lot to talk about.
Oh, my God.
Let's start at loud and proud, as Ed Orgeron called it, Tiger Stadium, Death Valley.
It was loud.
It was loud.
Make no mistake about that. It was loud.
Fans showed up. The atmosphere was there. Alabama showed up.
It could not have
LSU
been a
didn't.
perfect
LSU didn't show up.
setting, Rick. And I know we're not going to get into it in the first segment, but it was a perfect setting to upset the #1 team in the country. But might I add, there's a reason why they're the #1 team in the country. And we will get into
Wait a minute.
that.
You're pointing one reason? I can probably come up with 28. Did the Tigers show up, or was it
too much Alabama? It's
just
about
Alabama.
Yeah.
Crimson Tide.
It's more about, and the hype, realistically, the hype was to hype a football game that
You had to have it out there.
I don't think anybody really thought would be that close. Look, LSU fans get to me.
I'm sorry, I did.
You thought it'd be close?
I thought LSU would upset them. Yes,
I did.
I
Honestly, I did. You guys can tell my predictions. I did.
Throw the picadillos and the barbs at me. I thought they could upset Alabama.
If I had them, I would.
There's
sure you would. You and me, we're always.
There's something about Tiger Stadium, Jim, that being able to play there and be there, there's an element of surprise that the opposing team can never expect.
But Alabama doesn't fall to that.
Well, they have a hell of a coaching staff.
Yes, they do.
Guys, let's talk about coaching for a minute if you can. They outcoached us.
Kevin, the coaches didn't win the game.
No, the coaches didn't. But Rick, let me tell you what they do well. They know how to position themselves. They know how to call the right plays.
Of course.
They know how to use the talent that they've got there. Why would you throw into coverage if you've got a guy off the end that's 6'8"? Why would you do that?
This is your problem, Kevin. This is your problem.
Why would you do that?
You get so micro-driven. You get it down to why did they throw into coverage
All
and
I'm saying
why
is,
did they do this and you know.
That's somebody being smart. Maybe it was just a look that they didn't see. He had 4 knockdowns. 4 knockdowns, Rick, which could have led to completions because the guy that he was throwing to was open.
And you're talking about Joe Burrow.
Yes.
Are we, just out of a not a person from Louisiana, but I get the feeling every time this time of year, it's Lucy and Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown is LSU, and he works quietly up there. And he
wants to kick that ball.
And Lucy at the last minute to blow the ball away,
Jim.
and he ain't going to kick that ball.
God.
And he's going to go flying with nothing. And we got a 29-0 loss.
Yeah. Let me just
They
say
haven't
this, Rick.
scored in the last 2 games against them at home.
Okay, let me say it for the record. That is the most ridiculous analogy for LSU and Alabama that you could ever come up
all
with.
I hear is they're going
We
to win,
can't
they're
get it
going to
all
win,
out
they're
right
going to
now.
win. and they can't.
Unbelievable. And he
But
said
Rick,
it, not me.
Did I not say it early on? And I wish Scooter was sitting here.
Creative, but ridiculous.
I say the problem that I have with the offense is that you cannot not score. You have to take advantage of opportunities. Alabama was not going to let you kick field goals and beat them.
All right.
That was not going to happen, Rick. That was not going to happen.
If you can't run the ball, you're not going to win.
You're right.
And
All right, let's pivot because Guidry, I'm going to get you on track because
I
you're
will.
trying to
I promise
micromanage the whole game.
Oh, I'm
and
going to feel it.
You're missing
Every blank that you have,
You're
I'm gonna fill
missing
in
the
for you.
macro view. I got Mr. Newspaper Boy on the far end waxing poetic about Lucy and Charlie Brown.
We're
That
gonna
was both of
win
y'all are
this time.
missing
We're gonna
it.
win
was
it
a
this
good-
time.
All right,
We're
let's
gonna
move
do
on.
it.
That was good. I appreciate
Holy
that.
smokes. I mean, what we saw at Death Valley at pretty much earlier in the day at Strawberry Stadium with the McNeese Cowboys in Southeastern, there was a lot of similarities. One being the offensive line for McNeese has buku problems, and they can't run the football either. Jim,
Yeah.
this is an offense that has been mired in the muck since game
Politely.
one. And I've
That's
said
politely.
it since game one.
They've had one decent
Game one.
offensive game.
Against
That's it.
who?
Houston Baptist.
But
That's
it's
it.
Houston Baptist.
I'm
Everybody
agreeing
scores
with
50
you.
against Houston
As
Baptist.
hard as it for you to believe, I'm agreeing with you.
Okay.
It is a simplistic offense. It does not have much creativity.
No.
We have two quarterbacks that can do one thing each,
Yeah.
and neither one can do both. An offensive line that couldn't block.
Yes.
Yeah.
Running backs that don't hit the holes and seem disinterested at times.
Yeah.
Receivers that can't get off their
Yeah.
off the defensive backs.
And let me interject this, and I've said it from game one. All conference tight end. Look what he did last year. Get him the football.
But see, Rick, that's the thing.
He
Rick.
did. They got him the football. He scored a touchdown, negated by a penalty. But that was rare. Get LaWayne Ross into the game
The thing is this,
scheme.
Rick.
I
The thing is
don't
this.
understand it.
Other teams know that too.
Yes.
So
oh,
what
I
do they
don't
do?
buy that. I don't buy
We
that.
will get into it.
He's good enough to get him the ball.
Alabama did the one thing they wanted us to do was to beat them by throwing, was to make
Let me
us
ask you
one-dimensional.
Let me
Yeah.
ask this one question. We've got a world where throwing the football over the place is the college rave. And we've got two programs in this state that didn't do it.
Yeah, good point. All right.
Don't do it.
I agree.
The third point of interest for this show this week, the New Orleans Saints can throw it all over the yard.
can.
Did throw it all over the yard and whooped up on the LA Rams, a very, very good team, previously unbeaten. I asked the question before we go to break. Does this pose that the New Orleans Saints are the best in the NFC/NFL?
In the running.
In the running, I'm going to go with that, Jim.
In the
Not
running
yet.
as the best? Oh, they're the best in the
We're
NFC.
halfway. We're halfway right now.
They're the
Rick.
best
We got
in
8
the
more
NFC.
games. We have 8 more games, Rick.
Well, I
We're
know
halfway.
that, Kevin. Thank you for the
We're halfway,
arithmetic
sir.
there.
We're
but
halfway.
look, when you beat previously unbeaten
ugly.
in the conference, you're now the
Yes.
best in the conference.
But also, you take away a 5-minute period in the second quarter, and they were outscored.
Of course they were.
Yeah.
Well, there
And
you
Rick,
go.
That's the NFL.
But Rick,
When it was 35-35, what'd you think?
I felt nervous.
Who would get the ball last would probably win.
But I thought New Orleans at home would have the advantage. I really did. All right, we're up against the clock. All right, we got a lot to cover. We got high school football pairings this week.
Yeah.
That's out. We'll talk about that. We got Cowboys and Lions to get into. Saints. We
Tonight.
got the Blue Valley. You hadn't been around here, but
no,
I'm
it's not
calling it the
happening.
Blue Valley.
It's not happening yet. I'm not.
A little
I'm
delay
not
on the
feeling
Blue
it.
Valley.
I'm
We'll
not-
talk about
yeah,
that.
I'm
And
not
when we
feeling
come
it.
back, we're going back to Death Valley. Tigers and Tide. More on
Yes.
that. Get ready in 2. Coming back to Walk On. Stay right here.
Soundoff60 is brought to you by Walk-Ons, Bistro and Bar, where great food, your sports, and good times roll. Stay here. The boys will be right back.
For nearly 85 years, Merchants and Farmers Bank has provided dependable personal banking for Central and Southwest Louisiana. I saw your new boat last week, Chuck. Looks like fun. We have 8 convenient locations, checking and savings accounts, online bill pay, mortgage and personal loans, even a new app that allows you to take a picture of your paycheck and deposit it. Can't wait to see your kitchen remodel, Pam. Come in today to open a personal account. Merchants and Farmers, your future begins with our history.
What do you call a great beer with more taste, only 96 calories, and 3.2 carbs? We call it Miller Lite. What are you holding? Miller Lite. Hold true.
Well, Relief Wind is going to get quality. We're going to make sure that the job is actually ordered correctly. Experienced measure tech, experienced salesman, experienced installer. Service. Customer satisfaction. That's our #1 product. At Relief Windows, you're going to get somebody going to show up on time, do what they say they're going to do. Nobody's going to run with your money. We're going to take care of you. At Relief Windows, we're not only windows, we're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is customer satisfaction.
On or off the field, training and experience matter. As a board-certified and fellowship-trained surgeon, Dr. Brett Cassio has the training and experience to help you get back in the game. Award-winning research, the latest orthopedic techniques, right here at home. Casio Sports Medicine.
Preparing a meal, it's a lot like preparing for a game. It involves hard work, the right plan, and attention to detail. Great food, that's our passion. A taste of Louisiana, handcrafted from scratch. Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Drew's favorite season? It's seafood lanyap season, only at Walk-Ons.
The LSU Tigers head to Arkansas this week. Y'all want to start there, or do you have anything else you want?
Go back.
Wait, you have anything else you got to say about LSU Alabama?
Because you know what, we may not get past Arkansas. We don't fix some of the things that I saw on Saturday. This is the thing. I was on the sideline for the entire game. Watched it from the sideline. Let me tell you something. I don't know who's been saying Alabama hasn't played anybody or whatever. It doesn't matter.
No.
They outweighed us by 15 to 20 pounds. Both sides of the ball, Rick, line-wise. These guys are massive.
Yeah.
Rick, I look at our guys and say, okay. Then I looked across the line and looked at Alabama guys. They got a guy that's defensive end that's 6'8", 6'7", 290.
Yeah.
290, Rick.
Yeah.
We can't match that. We were not only outplayed, Rick, not only out physical, they were more physical than us. And I'll be honest with you, Tua had nothing to do with it. He just made the plays he normally would make in any game.
Right.
This was the line, Rick. It started at the line.
Yeah, it did.
And we were dominated. I love my guys. I'm going to always love my Tigers. We got dominated, Rick. I mean, physically, Rick. When I was looking at these guys grabbing our guys and just throwing them, I said, it's done. It's done. This is the thing that we've got to do, Rick.
And that's why
Coach Ogeron, he's got to fix it here. You've got to recruit.
We'll get into that in a minute. Go ahead.
Well, and that's what I didn't see about everybody that thought they had a chance is if you watch, I don't care who they're playing. They're massive, they're talented, they're deep.
They're big, Jim. They're
And
fast.
if you give up 21 points to Louisville because you've already scored 60, I don't care. Your defense has already done its job.
Right.
This was a game where they said, LSU came in talking, we're coming back, we're doing all the talk. Alabama doesn't really talk.
No.
They go out, they play, they do their job, and realistically it was just textbook, workmanlike performance.
Did it surprise you in any form or fashion that LSU's offense just couldn't get going at all?
The thing that bothered me, Rick,
I mean, they got some skill there.
Yeah.
All right. The receivers, in my mind, are still a big question
the
mark.
two first possessions on both sides of the ball, I said, this might be interesting. And then, Rick, when I saw that they started scheming and doing different things after they got a feel for what we were doing, and like they always do, they take away one thing and make you one-dimensional. We could not run the ball 12 yards.
They had it figured out.
12 yards,
They
Rick.
had it figured out
That's
8 minutes into the game.
Jim,
They had it figured out 8 minutes into the game.
It took 2 series, Jim, and the game was done because
It was
they
over.
said, this is what we're going to do. And you could see how they started shifting and started moving, saying, you know what, you're going to beat us by throwing. And we got some pretty good defensive backs, too. But most of all, we got the 2 best linebackers in the country, too.
Yeah, but you know, I don't know. Guys, when you were at the game, so you were able to see some of the routes. I didn't see, when they gave you the wide shots, I didn't see very creative routes. I didn't see
no time.
receivers.
It didn't matter, Rick.
Well,
It
that's
didn't matter.
true.
There was
point.
no time.
Good point. But let's assume you get a little bit of time.
You fall down 16 at halftime. You can't keep them out of your backfield.
And
you're gonna, what are you
pass
gonna do?
game means nothing. I
What are you gonna
understand
do?
that, but I'm just saying I still didn't see separation. I didn't see Burrow having any possibility of
I was
throwing to an
disappointed
open
in this.
spot. I just didn't see.
I didn't see a trick play to try to get back in the game.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah.
A fake punt, anything, just
Yeah.
anything.
It had to be something to make them second guess themselves.
Yes.
And we were trying to beat them just physically, and it was not going to happen. And the thing that disturbed me more so is that I know we've got good receivers. Jefferson, that kid's going to be a superstar. But the thing that bothered me, Joe, he's got to get rid of the ball. There's got to be a clock in your head. 1,001, 1,002. Something's got to be thrown. Something's got to be moving.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know.
He
Yeah.
was trying to find the perfect throw. You can't against Alabama. You can't. It's
had-
got to be timing.
He had no running game.
But
He had no running game. He has to try to do something.
But that's my
Well,
point.
there's no running because there's
When
no
you
reason
take-
to back off.
When you take it away, the defense can play to you now because we know you're going to throw.
Okay.
We know you're going to throw.
Let's shift to. We all know how they lost. Game over. when you can't win any battle up front. Not one battle. From an offensive line to a defensive line, you're losing everywhere across the top.
They were too big.
Was Ed Orgeron correct? I love the bluntness, I love the frankness, I love the honesty. But from a team standpoint, I agree with it, but I'm interested in what you guys thought of him calling out specifically.
I've got the answer to that, Rick.
Specifically,
no.
We don't have, let's see, how did he put it? We need bigger and
couldn't
stronger
match up.
offensive
We couldn't
line.
match up is what he
We
said.
need bigger,
Yeah.
stronger, and faster defensive line. Pretty much he's saying, guys in the locker room, you're not good enough. You don't have the characteristics to beat the Crimson Tide.
But Rick,
that's not throwing him under the bus. That's stating fact.
No,
was it right or wrong?
It's not, Rick. But Rick, let me tell you, as a former player, that's been told to us on numerous occasions, Rick. You've got to get into the mindset of knowing what your psyche is for your players to know that that's going to only motivate them for next week to go and whip somebody's.
Okay.
This is what I saw. No, everything Coach Orgeron said was correct.
Oh, it's true, no
And
doubt.
he's not throwing. There were games when we didn't play well, Chris and I. Coach Bill Arnsparger say the two seniors back there just had a horrible game, did not play well, and I'm disappointed in those guys.
Jim, different when you don't play well. He's saying that you guys aren't big enough, strong enough, and fast enough to beat the very best in the country.
They'll see the film. They know it.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. If you play the line, you know 6 or 8 plays into the game who's the dominant player.
Exactly.
So they knew right away. Now, the question is, are you motivating them for next week? Are you motivating them for next year?
Yeah.
Are you telling them
Both.
we weren't ready? Exactly.
Yeah.
Both, Jim.
And how do you motivate? You have to know your team.
Clearly Orgeron, like I said, he knows they're lacking and they got to recruit better and bigger
guys. If you're going to come out and talk the way he did all week, we're coming, we're there, we're that, then you have to come out and admit we're not ready.
I applaud
And Rick,
it. I'm sorry, I applaud
the thing is, Rick, the thing that I admire about Coach is not going to sugarcoat it. I mean, hey, these are big boys. These big boys. If you don't have tough skin, you shouldn't be playing, first of all. So my thing is, what he stated was true. This is where we've got to go back. Rick, we will never beat Alabama if we don't find the type of players that they have to match up with those guys. Nobody on our team is 6'8". There's nobody on our team that's 6'8".
But I don't know if you direct that to the players as much as also your coaches as well, and saying this is what we have to recruit.
Yeah.
Staff.
Figure something
Totally.
out.
Staff.
The only thing I think LSU did better than Alabama, I think it was in penalties. 15 yards in penalties, Alabama had like 60. And I'm not being facetious. I mean, that's about it, gentlemen. That is about it.
And the thing that disappointed me
Hell,
also,
Cole Tracy
Jim,
even missed a field.
Yeah, he did. He was off that night. The thing that disappointed me, and Coach Orgeron said it on the show, is that he said we're going to take chances down the field at least 2 times a quarter.
Yeah, he did.
The 50-50 ball.
He said it right
Jim,
here on Soundoff60.
We've got to throw more of that because that's how sometimes we can advance to a first down. Even if he doesn't catch it,
they didn't do it.
You've got to put the ball up.
They could not do
put
it.
it up.
Here it is.
I didn't like him starting the game without the football. If you're telling me we want to get to Devin White at halftime, run the first 5 minutes off the clock then.
Yeah.
Why are you giving Alabama the ball?
And this is just me. Here, I'm going to pull a Kevin Guidry on. I'm going to kind of micromanage. I saw where Joe Burrow was quick snapping. His defense is winded. This is he's going milk the clock. You're going to be 3 and out.
They're going up tempo.
No, but your defense is you're not going to get a first down. All of a sudden, bam, your defense is back on the field. That's one thing. That's one thing.
Time of possession, when you look at it, defense and offense, the
tempo
defense
of
could
the
only
game.
do so much.
It
Third
didn't matter,
quarter,
Jim.
No, it
up
did not
tempo,
matter.
slow tempo, medium tempo.
The third quarter, they were
here it is
were
as we go to break.
530 yards.
Yeah. Here's the break. Here's the Cerro hand grab. Alabama number 1, LSU at the time number 3. It is humongous.
Yeah.
It is the gap
I'm not
is
sure.
humongous.
I'm not sure you could put a lot of teams in between either.
I don't know either.
I agree too.
I'm hoping Clemson is,
Clemson has some
I'm
scares.
hoping.
Clemson's had 2 scares against teams that
All
are
right,
even in the top 10
we're
right
going to
now.
take a break here at Soundoff60 at Walk-Ons. When we come back, we're going to get into the field of horrors for the Cowboys and Lions, which is
I thought
Hammond.
Halloween passed. I thought Halloween already passed.
It revisited. Saints and Rams coming up also. We'll be right back in about 2 minutes. Stay right there.
Soundoff60 brought to you by Merchants and Farmers Bank.
Enjoy a more reliable, responsible, intelligent, and connected indoor environment that easily adjusts to your preferences, no matter where you are. Uncompromising, unmistakable, Luxair. Get connected with a Luxair dealer near you by visiting luxair.com/solar supply.
This is Brandon Holly, 6'2", former college football player. He and his steel crowbar can't get through this storm force impact window from Relief Windows. Call 337-456-1699.
For nearly 85 years, Merchants and Farmers Bank has provided dependable personal banking for Central and Southwest Louisiana. I saw your new boat last week, Chuck. Looks like fun. We have 8 convenient locations, checking and savings accounts, online bill pay, mortgage and personal loans, even a new app that allows you to take a picture of your paycheck and deposit it. Can't wait to see your kitchen remodel, Pam. Come in today to open a personal account. Merchants and Farmers, your future begins with our history.
Still swinging? Get your storm force impact windows from Relief Windows today. Call 337-456-1699. 456-1699.
Tired of ineffective radio and newspaper ads? Give billboard advertising a try. With over 250 billboards in the Lake Charles and Baton Rouge areas, AdSource Outdoor is a great way to get your business noticed. Call us at 337-477-4470. Get spotted with AdSource.
All right, welcome back to Walk-Ons. Jim Gazzola sitting in for Scooter Hobbs off this week. Guidry in the middle, Sarah here. We're well into the show, and a good one it is. We got a lot to talk about, still a lot to cover. High school football pairings. We'll get into some of the local regional teams a little bit later on. The Cube. If you don't like the Blue Valley, will you go with the Cube?
The Blue Valley seems soft.
Oh, my God.
The Blue Valley. Like
delay opening for the
you want
McNeese.
something that's going to scare your opponents.
The McNeese basketball complex. I'm calling it the Cube or the Blue Valley. We'll talk about the delayed opening of that a little bit later on in the show. And Saints and Rams as well. Basketball just around it. Well, it's here. It's basketball week already. What, you don't like the Cube?
I don't like the Blue Valley or the Cube.
Oh, my God.
The Blue Valley.
He didn't hear my story from a month ago. You've been in the stadium. You see the valley.
It's a 50s show starring Barbara Stanwyck or something.
So I'm old school. It's not
going to put some fright into
It wasn't called. It was called the Deep Valley. What was that show called?
The Big Valley.
The Big Valley. Same thing. I like Blue Valley. All right, let's talk. All right.
Yeah, the Demon
Gentlemen,
Blue or something. I don't know.
I don't want to be harsh. I don't want to be cruel.
Then don't mention them.
What?
Then don't mention them.
This could very well be the most challenged, the most troubled, dare I say, the least productive McNeese offense in maybe 20 years.
But we knew that going in, Rick.
I didn't.
We knew
no,
that
I
going
didn't.
in.
I didn't think it'd be this bad.
I didn't think it would be this bad.
We knew the defense
and I
was
might
going to be.
I might be overhyping 20 years. I looked at the book a little bit. I really do think, gentlemen, now off and on they've had some troubling offenses. But look, you've got an all-conference quarterback with experience coming back. You've got an offensive line that has a couple of guys that are pretty good. I've got an all-conference guy in Bergers at left guard. You've got numbers there. You've got 4 or 5 quality running backs. Maybe not great, but quality. And you've got some experience on the
enough to
wideout.
manage the game.
And you got an all-conference tight end. Jim, what's the problem? What is the problem?
You've got a dominating defense. You left that out.
And a dominating, but we're talking the offensive side.
I think we've opened Pandora's box when you go to 2 quarterbacks.
Oh, that's an easy out.
It is
That's
an easy
out. That's an easy out. They had Tabery for 7 games. Orgeron didn't come into play until 2 weeks ago.
Yes, but he was trickled in more and more and more.
Yeah.
I don't buy it.
Tabery.
I'm sorry, I don't buy it.
You want to come out?
I don't buy it.
When I look at it.
Would you like coming out?
When I look at it and I look at Tabery, the 2 games that I saw them play here at home with him, you could tell that they were limited, Rick, and I'm being honest, Rick. They were limited. It wasn't, as a defensive coach, I can pretty much scheme on what this kid's going to do because, for one, he's not going to scramble.
Right.
For one, we're going to keep him in the pocket and keep him in front of us to where we can rush him and put pressure on him and hopefully him throw up a ball we can pick. But with Orgeron, that was an element of him getting outside the pocket, not as accurate.
I'll give him credit.
But being able to make something happen and extend the play. Now, like Jim said, either or. Neither one of them had what both of them needed.
Well,
now, if one of them had what both of them had,
Tabery was effective in his first year, all conference, the stats, numbers, record, the whole bit. Second year fell off a little bit, all right, but still quality, all right, still quality. Had 2,600 yards passing. When you can, on this program, when you cannot run the football and play a little bit of play action and hold up that defensive line, hold up the box, if you will, for the threat of the run.
You can't do anything.
I'm not saying all is lost, but damn near.
You become predictable.
Damn near all is lost.
And when one is in, you know what they're going to try to do.
Exactly.
When the other is in, you know what they're going to try
Exactly.
to do.
That's when you become predictable.
And guys, it has been confounding to me why the offensive line just can't open a crease or something, and maybe the backs just give me
Sometimes
3
you're just not
yards,
that good.
give me 4 yards, and they're averaging 2 or less than 2.
Maybe like Jim said, maybe we were all hoping that things would have been a little bit different. But now, like Pandora's box has been opened, and now are they exposed to where the running game is just not there?
They're
Well, the
on
running
tape.
the
defense has
it
got to
hasn't
be
been
They're
there
8
since
games
game
on
1.
tape now.
No, it hasn't been there since game 1, the
No.
running game. And then I'm equally confounded, and I'm looking for answers of why they can't get the ball to LaWayne Ross.
I don't know.
Now, they put him in the H-back, and I don't know. Look, Landon Hafer knows more about football than I'll ever know.
Yeah.
But he was successful with him on the line. And I know they needed the other tight end,
Right.
Austin Nelson, on the line to help block.
Right.
I understand that. But you got to get the ball to Ross.
He's got to get open. There
He
are other people
does,
that
but
get
I didn't
paid
see
to
a lot of
let him.
targets. I didn't see a lot of plays
There's
targeting.
some coaches that are out there saying we're not going to let him get the ball.
When I
True.
know that could be your go-to guy.
Pardon?
When I know that could be your go-to guy as a defensive player, Rick, we play to that.
Then you stay late up there and you figure out a scheme to get in the
I agree.
ball. I don't know.
Except for this,
I agree.
if you can't stretch the field, you have compressed the field.
Yeah.
And he's not a guy that's going to go 30 yards.
No,
up to
he
go.
isn't. He
We're
can if
throwing-
you get in the ball. He might get you 30
We're
by blocking,
We're throwing
breaking time.
20-yard in routes, and that's it. Like Jim said, we can't stretch the field. That's what makes the defense back off of you is when you can press them and stretch them.
Yeah.
When you're throwing routes that's 10 and 15 yards, why am I playing deep? I'm going from
Yeah,
7,
and
I'm going to 5
I'm sure
now.
there are Cowboy fans wondering when they saw Southeastern game, why didn't they run jet sweeps? Why don't we see? You can't run a jet sweep when the defensive line is already in the backfield in a second and a half.
But let me
That's not
say
gonna work.
this. Maybe we're looking over a lot. Southeastern wasn't that bad, Rick. They played LSU the first quarter.
did,
They
but
played LSU the
they've
first
been up and
quarter.
down.
Yeah,
They're
but-
4 and 6.
But what
Yeah.
I'm saying, with the talent that they have, they know how to use it.
And again, they brought their A game plus against McNeese.
But what
I
was
mean,
key
it
for
was their-
them
it was
on
their game.
offense? They've got a quarterback that can do what?
He can move a little bit, but he's not super accurate. I think his epicenter game was LSU.
Yeah,
He
but
really
if
looked
you're
spectacular.
gonna, if you're going to be a good team, you're going to score more than 22 points in college.
I agree.
They have left everything on the shoulders of this defense.
Yeah, and look,
Everything.
From day
this-
one.
And you
this
can
is-
only
this is-
do so much.
This B.J. Blunt, if he's not playing on Sunday,
Dude, let me tell you something.
he'll be playing on Sunday
Oh, he
somewhere.
will. He will.
All right, he's that
He will.
spectacular of a player. Now they got Northwestern State coming up this week. They got to go to Natchitoches. 6 o'clock game, by the way, on ESPN3 will carry the game. Northwestern's like, I don't know, 2 and 6. All right. They win out, they'll win at least a share. Or they'll
No,
win
they
the
win it
top.
all.
They win it all. Central Arkansas got beat by Lamar. Every week is something different
Yeah.
in this league.
It
Sam
changes.
Houston
It
lost.
changes.
Sam Houston lost to Incarnate Word.
Incarnate Word
Incarnate
plays
Word, you
Central
better watch
Arkansas.
Incarnate
But
Word
they
now.
can't win because of their schedule.
Because of
They're
their
a half
schedule.
game
We'll
out.
get into
You're
that
right.
whole. You brought up a very good point. Hang on for Jim Gazzola. Very good point on that. They went out and they can win this thing. I think this is a prideful bunch. I think they'll win out. It'll be tough with Lamar.
I think
even
Coach
at home.
Guidry will put them back on track. But the thing is, when you have losses like that, Rick, it really say, can we change? Can we change the ship? I mean, is it too late? Can we do
23
it?
to 6. 23 to 6.
You can only put 6
You
field
never
goals.
know what's going on inside a locker room, and is the defense looking at the offense and saying, "Can you give us something?"
Yeah.
Jim, you don't have to say it. It's true. As a former defensive player,
Give us something.
we went to Tommy Hodson, and Tommy Hodson said, "Guys, just give me the ball, and I'm gonna give you guys a rest."
As we
And
go,
he did.
as we go to break, we have to wonder this week with Orgeron with the throwing
Both
shoulder
of them.
injury,
Both of them are injured, Rick.
and James Tabry with the ankle injury. Do they go to the freshman Cam Smith?
You go from 2 quarterbacks to none real quick.
He's got 2 games. He
And
can
then
play
you
him.
get, and then you get limited. You get limited then, Rick, because he doesn't know the whole package.
That's
Maybe
so then
not,
How much
but-
of the playbook does he know?
And the opposing team is like,
But nobody
Put
film
him
on
in.
him. He's a
Put
talented
him in.
youngster.
Please.
I know.
put him in.
Look, they're not going to do that because they got a conference title on at stake and they got a playoff
somebody's
berth
going
at
to play
stake.
Rick out of those two.
I just throw
Somebody.
that out. Somebody's got to get well quick. Up against the clock. Saints and Rams. Some good news for a change for this panel. Coming back in
saved
2.
that
Stay
for
right
last.
there.
Soundoff60 brought to you by Relief Windows for replacement windows, doors, and StormForce windows. ReliefWindows.com.
Preparing a meal. It's a lot like preparing for a game. It involves hard work, the right plan, and attention to detail. Great food, that's our passion. A taste of Louisiana, handcrafted from scratch. Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Drew's favorite season? It's seafood lanyap season, only at Walk-Ons.
Every minute is a mile, dear. Check to check, year to year.
For nearly 85 years, Merchants and Farmers Bank has provided dependable personal banking for Central and Southwest Louisiana. I saw your new boat last week, Chuck. Looks like fun. We have 8 convenient locations, checking and savings accounts, online bill pay, mortgage and personal loans, even a new app that allows you to take a picture of your paycheck and deposit it. Can't wait to see your kitchen remodel, Pam. Come in today to open a personal account. Merchants and Farmers, your future begins with our history.
What makes a light beer great? That it has more taste, or that it's less filling? Yes, and yes. What are you holding? Miller Lite. Hold true.
All right, welcome back to the show. We got Gazzolo on the far end, Guidry in the middle, and Cerro here. Scooter Hobbs off this week. We've covered a lot. LSU, McNeese, and now it's time to talk about the 7-1 New Orleans Saints. They've won 7 in a row after that disappointing opening season loss to Tampa Bay, and how far they have come.
Yes.
Drew Brees, I mean, throw him in there with Gurley and Mahomes as NFL MVP candidate.
Sure.
You know, he's never won the MVP of the league.
Really?
That's shocking to me. Shocking to me. Drew Brees has never won it. Oh, don't go there. All right, let's talk about the game.
I will.
This is a very, 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 very good LA Rams team. Yes, it was at home, but it was a critical win for the Saints because later on, home field playoff.
It was a must win if they're going to try to win out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How impressed were you with this win?
Well, I think offensively they're as good as anybody. In today's NFL, do you need a defense? What do you do with defenses? You try to get one turnover and score off of it, really.
With Todd Gurley, you better have a defense.
I think the interesting thing will be is if they can stay in the dome. Can they stay in the dome?
That's a big advantage for them.
Even Los Angeles isn't the worst weather in the world. And there's nobody in cold weather coming for you. So you got to stay ahead of the Panthers, who you got twice.
You do.
And you got to stay.
And they have not played Carolina yet.
No, and that's going to be
Atlanta.
Decision.
Yeah, Atlanta's had a good game over the weekend. Yeah.
So that's gonna be the thing. But they can score with anybody.
Yeah.
They can absolutely score with anybody.
Kevin, defensive side. Look, this is the #1 defense against the rush in the NFL, and they proved it for real against the best back in the league with Todd Gurley, a non-factor.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something. Now, granted, that secondary at times can be challenged. P.J. Williams finally came up with some stops, knocking the ball down, making some tackles. Eli Apple, he'll get into swinging.
He will. He's
young.
This
is big for a Sean Payton defense.
It is.
For a Dennis Allen defense to be #1 against the rush. Because I think you can build on that, and I think you can win with that.
But you know
even
what,
in a passing league, you can win.
This is the thing that I go back to saying. Drew Brees gives these guys time to go to the sideline and look at stuff. And get refreshed. That's why the defense can be dominant at times, Rick. They're not 1, 2, 3 out. Oh man, we're back in again, dude. Drew Brees is going to hold the ball for 3 to 5 minutes, where I'm going to have time as a defensive player to get my stuff together. That's why, Rick, you can see the defense sometimes bend but never break. Now, you got to watch that deep pass. I've never seen this many post corners thrown on the Saints since I've been watching the Saints. 5. They completed 5.
All right.
Post corners. You got to defend that, Rick.
Yeah, you do.
Those are 30, 40-yard gains. You got to defend that.
Yeah. A big play was, and I'm sitting here watching the game. I'm thinking, I think Sean McVay might fake field goal this thing. I think he might fake it.
I never thought he would.
He tried it. That was huge.
It was.
That was a huge swing.
It was this close, though.
It was very close.
It was that close.
Well, you look at the last 2 weeks. They go up to Minnesota. They're about to go down 10, and the receiver fumbles, and they take advantage of it. Here,
take advantage. I mean, big time take advantage. Yeah.
Yeah.
The same thing here. They get the play. They take advantage of the situation.
Yep.
They're able to score. They score off others' mistakes.
Yeah. And that was after a Mark Ingram fumble.
Yes.
Yeah. He fumbled, and they're about to kick a field goal. The defense made the stand, and then they turn them away, and then they go down and score.
Yes.
That was huge.
That was
a 10-point swing.
It was.
That's a 10-point swing.
It was.
Yes.
Not to get anything out that fumble. That was huge for them to hold them
Oh,
back
big
and
time.
not get anything off the fumble.
Big time.
But the thing that gets me is, Alvin, this guy, Rick.
Who?
Come on.
Who?
Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Look here.
Alvin Kamara.
Alvin, come on. Look here. I can't see how play calling can't be easy for Coach Sean.
No, he's got a lot of weapons.
You don't have a linebacker in the league that can cover this dude.
No one can cover him out of
How can play calling be that hard? The touchdown he scored on that screen, he was 5 yards from the linebacker.
3 touchdowns for Alvin Kamara.
I mean, how can play calling, how can 3rd and 17 or 3rd and 20 be difficult for Sean Payton?
Yep.
It can't be. Now, when you got this kid,
yeah.
and you know he's there, but you can't stop him because you don't have the personnel on your side of the ball to even check this kid.
Am I right or wrong, Mr. Gazzola? You have watched more football than me, probably, over the many years in this business. What I keep pointing to Alvin Kamara is the freakish balance and the strength, but it's the balance.
The strength gives him the balance.
But it's just amazing.
He is, and it goes back to not only is he amazing, but they know how to use him.
Yes.
Sean Payton knows
Good
how to
point.
use him. And in today's world, a lot of backs like that would get lost because we devalued the back so much.
Yes.
Here he puts him into the passing game, gets him out in the open, lets him run a little bit.
Yes.
And that now he becomes a weapon on both sides. And that's the biggest difference is you got to keep your run linebacker in to get him against the run, and then he can't cover him.
Yeah.
So all Peyton has to do is decide, what do they have in? What can we do? And they call easy, simple audibles.
That's
the one thing in this Saints offense I'm missing that I think is missing is the slot receiver. Austin Carr has not been. Now they run everybody out of the slot. Probably Taquan Smith, Kamara.
Well,
I mean they got people, but I haven't seen much out of the true slot guy. Remember Willie Snead?
You don't really need a slot guy.
Not if you're going to use the running back.
That's right. But I'm waiting for that to come around. They're using the tight end, Ben Watson,
you throw for
Josh
375 yards. What more do you want every game?
Exactly.
If you have Alvin coming out the backfield every time, Rick, and you know you got a linebacker on him.
All right. The gauntlet started 3 weeks ago, gentlemen. Divisional leaders at the time. They beat Baltimore. They beat Washington. They beat Minnesota. And now they beat the Rams. That's 4 divisional leaders.
Yeah.
Not all on the road. Look. And now they got Cincinnati. A.J. Green, star receiver, probably won't play this week.
Yeah,
he's out for probably 2 or 3 more weeks. And then they got Atlanta coming up and then Dallas. The gauntlet. They get through this gauntlet.
They do. They got a lot of away games, Rick. They have like 5 away games. Look,
hey,
let me say this. I look back at New England, which is probably one of the most winning and most sought after teams in the league. But you know what they do well? When you look at your boy Brady, what does he have that makes him look good when he needs to go to him? The running back, White. He's just like an Alvin. Listen to me.
Matter.
But listen to me. This is what the Saints are starting to get the mode for success and how it works. If you can find a guy like that, like what New England has with White, man,
Brady and Breeze are just their mental approach to the game. Their mental approach to the game, it far exceeds anybody else in the league. All right, 2003, Joe Horn, the cell phone. Michael Thomas brings it back. I love the passion. I love the fun. But in a game like that, 15-yard unsportsmanlike could have come back and bit him on the butt.
Let
me tell you. No. Let me tell you
You
this.
just don't. You
Let me
can
tell
do
you this
anything
Look.
now in the NFL. Just don't pull out a prop.
You got to have fun.
Sean Payton, when he walked over to Sean Payton, everybody saw it. Sean Payton said,
he said, just be smart. Don't hurt the team.
And then he pat him on the butt.
I know.
Good job. Whatever.
How do look.
Whatever.
Reprising the Joe Horn thing. Okay, got the fans involved.
Look.
I saw a quote today. He had it on both ends.
Yeah,
he did. He did. He didn't know where it was going to come from.
He didn't know where it was going to happen.
On both ends,
anyway,
man, I
look,
love it.
Club record, 211 yards.
Yeah.
I guess you cut him some slack.
Yeah, you
but
cut
I
him
still,
some
boy,
slack.
you just.
Yeah, you do.
You're worrying about everything.
Sean,
I know.
Sean Payton is saying
Let
right
him
now.
have
We
fun.
need another Super Bowl, Jim.
Sean Payton is saying
I
right,
don't know about that.
right now, this didn't matter. You know what? Look at the W.
Yeah, look at the W. Up against the clock. We're taking a 2-minute break. We're coming back to walk on. Stay right there.
But Relief Windows is going to get quality. We're going to make sure that the job is actually ordered correctly. Experienced measure tech, experienced salesman, experienced installer. Service. Customer satisfaction, that's our number one product. At Relief Windows, you're going to get somebody going to show up on time, do what they say they're going to do. Nobody's going to run with your money. We're going to take care of you. At Relief Windows, we're not only windows, we're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is customer satisfaction.
Preparing a meal. It's a lot like preparing for a game. It involves hard work, the right plan, and attention to detail. Great food, that's our passion. A taste of Louisiana, handcrafted from scratch. Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Drew's favorite season? It's seafood lanyap season. Only at Walk-Ons.
In the Lake Charles and Baton Rouge areas, AdSource Outdoor is a great way to get your business noticed. Call us at 337-477-4470. Get spotted with AdSource.
For nearly 85 years, Merchants and Farmers Bank has provided dependable, personal banking for Central and Southwest Louisiana. I saw your new boat last week, Chuck. Looks like fun. We have 8 convenient locations: checking and savings accounts, online bill pay, mortgage and personal loans, even a new app that allows you to take a picture of your paycheck and deposit it. Can't wait to see your kitchen remodel, Pam. Come in today to open a personal account. Merchants and Farmers, your future begins with our history.
All right, welcome back to Walk-Ons here. We've covered a lot of ground, have a lot of fun.
Yes.
Don't forget, if you missed any part of the show, you can catch us nightly on Suddenlink Channel 4,
Yes.
9 o'clock prime time to 10 o'clock, and CBS Lake Charles, an hour before SEC National
Yes.
game coverage on Saturday, CBS Lake Charles. Your show, Eye on Southwest Louisiana Sports, airing Friday nights.
Friday night, 10:05.
10:05 to 10:35, right before the Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
Yes.
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 Except when we get Kevin Guidry on, then we got to go prime time.
I saw a little bit of that.
I love it. I love it.
All right, I'm not going to touch that. You and I will talk later. All right. Before we buzz around the SEC, let's go back to LSU, Arkansas, winless in the SEC. What are they? 2-7 on the year.
2-7 overall.
Again, for LSU, they go on the road. You fear any kind of a little like, oh my gosh, we lost to Alabama.
They don't want to be
this
there.
season is not over. They got a big bowl game.
We will win out. We'll go 10-2. We'll go to the Sugar Bowl.
I would say A&M's the only one that has a chance.
Yeah. A&M's
Unless
it's
you
at
just-
A&M too.
Unless you just get
done.
lousy weather up there, and they don't want to be there.
Yeah.
But I
A&M's
think after the last couple of years when they finished third, and I think
10
they want a
2.
big bowl game.
What are you discounting? You're discounting the home game against Rice?
10
You got
2.
Rice Owls coming in.
That's what, before we
Seriously.
criticize Alabama's schedule.
Seriously.
The next 2 weeks, LSU plays teams with combined 3 wins. So let's not go crazy there.
But the other one's in the SEC though.
That's true.
The other's in the SEC.
You don't have to play Rice.
So, yeah.
All right, let's revisit the McNeese Cowboys. You know, Lance Guidry he watched the film, made some comments about what he saw, and he said, look, we are scheming people, meaning we're scheming against that defense.
Yeah.
And sometimes it just doesn't work. You've been there. We've all seen it.
yeah.
Sometimes you get a scheme, you think it doesn't work. You buy it, or do they just need to?
I think the question I've had all year is, what's their identity? Are they a run first? Are they a pass first? Are they a long pass? Are they a short pass? Are they a run play option? What do they go to on 3rd and 3?
They're not doing anything consistent.
On 3rd and 2.5, 3rd and 3, I've seen everything.
Right, that's why it's so confounding, gentlemen. The Cowboys can't do anything
That to
consistently
me is
well.
what is your identity as a football team?
Is it limited because the skill level that you have as players that's in, or what?
I
do
think
you
they
go
got
to
some
that?
I think they got skilled people. I do.
I can't see why they can't run a 4 wide. I can't see why. Put him in a shotgun. If you're thinking that he can't get back in time, put him in a shotgun.
All starts at the line.
You've got to do it.
Do you go if they're able to play? Do you go with Cody Orgeron or do you go to James Tavery? Conference title at stake.
I think you got to go with who you've already split for.
Yeah.
I think
Cody
it's hard
Orgeron.
to go back to the
I
original.
do.
So, or you're saying
And
start
I
Orgeron.
say if
He
I
gives
fall
me more.
behind, and I say if I fall behind, I'll go to the pass.
Yeah.
It's hard to come back
The
with
reason
the
why I
runner.
say that, Rick, Orgeron gives me that second chance. He gives me that extended play to where something could happen out of that.
All right.
Plus, it's hard to run for
as usual.
Terry doesn't give me that.
hard to run for 2 touchdowns when you're behind.
Terry
As
doesn't give me
usual, again, if the ankle of Tavari is playable and he can move, as usual, you guys are wrong. As usual. Okay, I'm sorry.
You
got a
said
confidence-
Orgeron would never start.
You're
You
right.
said he would never start.
You're right. Because I believe you go with the veteran. Now, it depends on the matchup. I don't know what the Demons
Rick-
pose on defense. You go with the veteran. You got a conference
told
title at
you-
stake. You go with James
I
Tabb.
told you after they went with Orgeron to finish that game against.
Yes, you did tell me
I
that.
said
You
the
did.
die's been cast.
Look, Rick.
I say you go with James
Rick,
Tabb, but that's
Rick,
me.
You want to go back to something that didn't give you the spark that you needed. Guys play well against certain people that you put in.
Yes.
It's nothing personal, but guys react different. The offensive line know that we don't have to block for so long because if Orgeron's back there, we know we just got to block for a minute and he's moving.
Then get different plays. Then put Tavari in different
And I'd
situations.
rather start my offensive line going forward for a runner than backward.
You have to look at what Jim said.
Okay.
What's the identity? We don't know what it is, Rick.
Around the SEC, Georgia kind of burst the bubble of Kentucky. Big game of an
Kentucky was going on a good little ride, but
It
it
is
ended, though.
basketball season.
Yeah,
for real.
It's getting close.
For real.
Alabama, Georgia. Alabama, Georgia. It's all set.
Alabama.
Right? Alabama, Georgia.
It's Alabama.
Yeah.
Alabama.
Well, you guys are just forlorn. It's
It's Rick.
foregone
What do you want?
conclusion.
What do you want?
After being on the field for that game Saturday and looking at how massive Alabama was, I don't think there's anybody in the country can beat
Alabama's
Alabama.
better than last year, and
Yeah.
they beat them.
They got a better defense.
Georgia's not as good as last year.
I'm just hoping the trilogy. I'm just hoping for round 3, Alabama, Clemson, and we get a great game. That's all I'm
won't even
hoping
be
for.
close.
That's all I'm hoping for.
It won't be close. If
I
those
picked
two that end
Clemson to
up-
beat them for the national championship. They might do it again.
Close.
Deshaun Watson didn't play.
Deshaun
You're
Watson
right.
is
Good
gone.
point. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. All right. High school pairings. Let's see what we got here. All right. Class 5A. You know the highest seeded team in the region is Lake Charles
Prep.
College Prep.
Yeah.
Number 6.
Yeah.
They're the highest seeded
They
team.
probably also have the most college-ready guys.
Yeah, really. All right,
right about
Class
that.
5A, Denham Springs at Sam Houston. This is coming up. Landry Walker at Barb, Sulphur on the road
Going
at
to my
Zachary.
roommate. I talked to him at the game, Chris Carey.
Yeah.
Coaches for Zachary.
Zachary's a good team.
He said we'll be ready for him. I said,
Have they
okay.
not won some
So,
state
Coach,
championships?
Coach, yeah.
Zachary, yeah. All right.
So, Coach, throw it out there. Throw the
Class
kitchen sink at
4A,
him.
DeRitter at Lakeshore. 3A, Jennings on the road at Kaplan. South Bow at Jenna. Or Gina, as you would want to say. And 2A, DeQuincy at East Bow, and Bunkie, I always like saying Bunkie.
Bunkie.
You blink and you're out of Bunkie. At number 7, Kinder. So the highest seed, a fair mix. A lot of local teams playing local, half of them on the road.
It's going to be a good run.
Who's got the best chance to go deepest? Is it Lake Charles Prep?
I don't know.
No, because of who they got
How
in
it's
their
seeded.
group.
Yeah.
Kinder.
Kinder.
They've got the history.
Yeah. I like
Kinder's got a
Barb.
lot of returning
I
starters,
like
though.
Barb. If Luke Richard is healthy, I like Barb to go win a few games in postseason. We'll see. We'll see. All right, up against the clock when we come back, the girls will walk-ons.
As always.
And we'll talk about the Cube. Or we'll talk about the Blue Valley in the Cube. Late opening.
Could it be
for
the Blue Monster?
we got to come up with
Something that's
a
going
better
to put
name.
some fear into my
It's a
opponents.
great name.
Why not go with the Blue Cube?
I'll go with the Blue
Put some
Cube.
fear into your opponents when they walk into the arena. Jeez.
Coming back
at
in
them
2
Blues
minutes.
Clues.
Stay right here to walk-ons. Don't go far.
The Blue Valley.
Every minute is a mile, dear. Check to check, year to year.
Enjoy a more reliable, responsible, intelligent, and connected indoor environment that easily adjusts to your preferences, no matter where you are. Uncompromising, unmistakable. Luxair. Get connected with a Luxair dealer near you by visiting luxair.com/solar supply.
Preparing a meal. It's a lot like preparing for a game. It involves hard work, the right plan, and attention to detail. Great food, that's our passion. A taste of Louisiana, handcrafted from scratch. Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Drew's favorite season? It's seafood lanyap season. only at Walk-On.
On or off the field, training and experience matter. As a board-certified and fellowship-trained surgeon, Dr. Brett Cassio has the training and experience to help you get back in the game. Award-winning research, the latest orthopedic techniques, right here at home. Cassio Sports Medicine.
All right, welcome back to the show. Welcome back to Walk-Ons. We want to welcome the lovely ladies of Walk-Ons. Bar the door, Katie, before you start running.
See, I'm a
with the
little
ball.
bit jealous because normally I'm sitting right there, so I can smell all
You're
that.
usually sitting that too. Lakeland and Kai, we're going to start with Lakeland.
Wow.
Chicken, shiny chicken. That's what I got. It's
Like
shiny
a little
chicken.
teriyaki. It looks like a teriyaki something, but I can be wrong.
Shiny chicken.
It looks very spicy.
Yes, it does.
It looks very shiny.
Really?
It's not spicy.
And that would be what?
It's a sweet chili glaze. It's like an Asian sauce kind of
Right.
container. It comes with 12 to 14 little like boneless wings
Right.
on a mixed cabbage bed and a side of ranch.
Is that a menu or is that that sounds like it looks like
What
an
is the
appetizer?
dipping sauce? What is
It's
that?
ranch.
That's
Ranch.
ranch.
Yes, sir.
Appetizer, right?
Yes.
Okay. Kai, you always come out with the biggest burgers in the history of burgers.
Always.
Okay, so today I have the blackened chicken sandwich. It's served on our sourdough bun. It comes with lettuce, tomatoes, mayo, black chicken, caramelized onions, bacon, and Monterey cheese.
Pretty much anything in the kitchen
Everything
is
in the
on
kitchen
that
is
sandwich.
on that burger.
Okay. Now, Mr. Gazzola, I know you've eaten here. I have seen
It
you.
is
eat.
shiny.
Yes, it is.
You won't let me forget that one.
No.
Thank you. Lake and Kai, we appreciate it.
Great
Great
job,
stuff
ladies.
on the
Thank
menu.
you.
Great food here at Walk-Ons, the best in Southwest Louisiana. Always.
Let me clear it up for the record because I don't want my Tiger fans out there in Tiger Nation
Yes.
thinking that I'm throwing my Tigers under the bus. No way, no how. I love my Tigers. I bleed purple and gold. We've got to do a better job of recruiting, Rick. This exposed us
Yeah.
to what Nick Saban does
Yeah.
every year. And we've got to find the means, the coaching staff, the organization, we have got to bring in players that's going to compete with Alabama. That's the measuring stick in
Right.
the SEC. Teams measure themselves on what Alabama does to them.
Or you work them harder in the weight room.
You
or
have
in
to,
the off
Rick.
season.
You have to. But
Bigger,
you got to be able to
stronger,
compete,
faster.
though. You have to.
Bigger, stronger, faster. What is that? Is that like the opening for the million? What is the
but
$6
this is the
million
thing,
man?
But this is the
We
thing that
made
you
you
fight
bigger.
against.
Bigger, stronger, faster.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But
What was
this
that?
is the thing.
$6 million
$6
man.
$6 million man. There we
Yeah.
go.
This is the thing you have to work against, Rick. On top of that, Rick, having to outwork them, now you've got to compete with an elite coaching staff.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So we got the $6 million man. We got the Big Valley.
Shiny chicken.
Shiny chicken. We got it covered.
We're on a
here.
roll.
Charlie Brown.
Oh,
We're on a roll.
oh,
Charlie
that
Brown was
was
a good
a
one.
ridiculous
Charlie Brown was a good one.
analogy.
It was. I liked it. Every time we think we're right there, they pull it from us, Rick.
Every time
I loved it.
Jim Gazzola comes on this show,
love Jim analogy.
he
I
and
loved
I just, I don't know, we just can't see eye to eye on every time.
I'm with Jim on this one.
Yeah,
I'm
I
with
know
him.
you are.
I
All
am.
right, let's go around the horn. No doubt, Tom Brady proved that he is better than Aaron Rodgers. Am I right or wrong in the Sunday matchup?
Dude, are you kidding me?
He proved he's a better team.
Are you kidding? Thank you, Jim. Thank
Brady
you.
is a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers.
If I got one
End
drive
of
and I have to
discussion.
win, same talent, I'm taking Aaron Rodgers.
Thank
you
you.
are
I mean,
so
Jim, why
nuts.
Jim?
I'm taking Drew.
I've been
are
saying
nuts.
this for years
I'm
on
gonna
this
stop
show.
you. I'm taking Drew
I'm glad I
Brees.
got somebody that agrees. I thought I was
Both of
crazy.
you guys are nuts.
You and Scooter said no way, no how.
He proved
Aaron
it.
Rodgers, with the amount of talent he's got, he's the best
stop it
quarterback
with the
in the
excuse
NFL.
of Aaron Rodgers
The best.
doesn't have enough
The best.
talent.
The only talented receiver this man has in all of his 16 years has been Donald
Gazzola,
Driver.
look,
That's it. There's never been another Donald Driver.
Greg Jennings,
He's not a Donald Driver.
Jordy Nelson, the
Donald
list goes
Driver
on
was
and on.
an 8-time Pro Bowler.
What?
There's
What do
no
you got?
doubt.
I'm letting him go right now, so I agree with him. I think Drew Brees.
All right.
I take Drew Brees
So wrong.
over
So wrong.
Tom Brady.
Let's move. Trey Quinn. I'm hearing from his dad, Dave, that November 12th now, he's eligible to come
He'll be
off
back.
the Redskins injured reserve. I thought it was sooner, but I was texting him over the weekend.
That was a
we
serious
got, we got
injury.
A,
That
we got a
was-
couple
that was a
more
serious
weeks.
injury, though.
Hopefully Trey will
It
get
was
back
serious.
on the active roster.
He should.
If the high
He
ankle
should.
sprain is good, and get back
He
on the
should.
active roster. We've got to see him. He's got to make some plays for the Redskins.
Yeah. He should, though. I'm
Well,
glad that he's coming
remember,
back.
though, they're also seeing him in practice.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to do it for us. He has to do it for them. And,
Exactly.
and people will see him.
But it would be good if you get back on the active
would be
roster.
But you got to be healthy. You can't come back,
No rush.
85. You got to be healthy, Rick.
We're going to touch on this. It came up a couple of weeks ago. right or wrong for Lance Guidry to call out McNeese fans of not showing up for the homecoming game and not showing up in enough?
Right.
I say it's right. Right.
Pardon?
Right one time.
Right. You
We've
have
heard
to,
it
Rick.
4 times.
That's what your team play for. It's what's in the stands,
Well,
Rick.
he has said,
that's what we play for.
Lance Guidry has said our players are going to play for themselves, show up or
we
not.
play for themselves,
right.
but you play for what's in the stands too,
Look,
Rick.
here's the facts about it. Those days of 18,000 are never coming back.
No, they're not.
They got to
They're
hang
not.
on to the 11 and 12s because you look around the country, FCS isn't getting that.
No.
They're getting 5,000 tops.
I know.
So what is your new norm?
Everybody at Southeastern and Hammond was at the LSU Alabama game.
It
They
is
had
ti-
nobody
it
there.
is time to consider big picture where you're going to go in the next 4 or 5 years with this
Jim.
program and this school.
I agree.
And if you're not going to go up and try to go for Lafayette and try to go for Monroe,
I agree.
then you're stuck with Houston Baptist.
Yeah.
I'll deal with
And
it.
you're going to
agree.
get 8,000, 9,000.
And that's
Deal
what
with
you'll
it.
get.
Yeah. We
wanna-
agree on something.
And the Blue
Finally.
Valley will be empty.
You've got to give people something to want to go out and look at and pay for, Rick, and enjoy, Rick.
All right. We're going to talk more about attendance in later shows. All right, let's see if I get this right. The new McNeese Health and Human Performance Complex has a delayed opening. It was
Yes.
originally slated to open September 1.
Yes.
And now it won't open for the Cowgirls home opener
They
later
had
this
some rain
week.
delays. They had some rain delay days.
A
that
lot
put
of
them
rain,
back.
and
That put
it's
them
done
back.
inside.
It will
You've been-
not open for it will not open for the men either on time.
They're going to make
Yeah.
a decision this week. Are you hearing something that they haven't announced
I'm
yet?
hearing from a lot of different people who they're playing at Burton to start.
So now it's
Fire
like
Marshal 2.
Well,
Fire
now it's
Marshal
like
determines a
Godfather
lot of that
3.
too.
Yeah,
It's like
Fire
Godfather
Marshal
3.
deal.
Fire
You know the
Marshal
old
determines
Godfather 3? Now we go from the deep big valley to Godfather 3. I want out, but they keep pulling me back in. Remember that line from Michael Corleone?
Yes.
They're back at
Oh,
Burton
my
Coliseum.
goodness.
You're ripping me for Charlie Brown.
Hey,
You're
they've
ripping
been
me
there
for
for years,
Charlie
man.
Brown.
Hey, go back there. Finish it up and get started.
Much
Ready
better
for
than
the
Charlie
Brown.
Brown. The girls are going to open against UL Lafayette. I mean, this is a setback.
That's a big game, though.
I know
That's a
it's
big
not.
game.
It's out of their control with weather and construction delay, but this is a setback.
Yeah, but let's be realistic. Do you want to open your game, your new arena without the men and the new head coach? I think I wanted.
I see Jim's point, though.
I think I wanted the biggest
Because
possible
that's the
event.
because
You're
that's
talking
the
about having
change.
both play?
Because that's the change right
No,
there.
I want to. I don't want to.
Open it with your men's.
Yes.
Open it with your men.
And your new head coach.
Your new head coach. Because that's the reason
that's
why I
not
think he
being
came
selfish,
here
that's
was
being-
to fill that arena.
That's being correct financially.
But they were going to open with the Cowgirls. You're saying that was a mistake?
Yes.
All right. Delayed opening.
I like the Cowgirls.
All right. So the Cowboys are on the road in California against St. Mary's this week, and they got Arizona State in the whole bit. All right. We're out of time. Thanks for coming in.
Sure.
Thanks for.
I still love my Tigers.
All right. Get the mood up going.
Still
all right?
love my Tigers.
Thanks for watching. We'll
We'll
see
be
you next
back.
time, everybody, from Walk-Ons.
Soundoff60 airs on Suddenlink Cable Channel 4 Monday through Sunday nights at 9 and again Saturday and Sunday mornings at 10. Soundoff60 also airs throughout Southwest Louisiana on Vive Broadband Channel 6 at 9 p.m. Check your local listings. Post your questions and comments for the guys and access our website and our great advertising partners at soundoff60tv.com.